close and listen carefully. The olive leaf extract can reverse high blood pressure and diabetic high blood sugar, or the sugar as some of our grandmamas may call it. It can also kill any nasty little bugs in your bodies like parasites, bacteria, fungi, tumors, and much, much more. And if that's not enough, you can also tell certain cancers like breast, prostate, colon, liver, and skin cancer to take a seat, because the olive leaf extract has been known to fight it. And their friend lupus can get it too, okay? So I need my winos to be in good health because we have some good dragging to do. So visit myoliveleaf.biz to help get your health in order. So we got the recipient for Darius Cook. So taste this for me. Let me know how it's hitting. What would you eat this with?
A braised short rib.
Okay.
A braised oxtail.
Okay.
A mascarpone mash. Ooh. Crispy onion straws on top. And some sort of chow chow.
Where'd you learn how to cook?
Somebody who sings well, you go to them and say, where'd you learn how to sing? And they go, it's just a gift. But they've worked on their intonation, their styling, their breathing, this and the third. So I feel like for me, cooking is a gift, but I also feel like I've worked on honing the gift.
Was your demographic for your restaurant majority like African American?
Yeah, Black-owned restaurants are undercapitalized, understaffed. They don't have the resources available to invest in technology. They don't have what they need to invest in human resources and training. They're doing the best they can.
And we put a load of money in banks and they don't lend to us.
Well, even if they lend it, even if they
it's not
did,
enough to.
Well, it's not enough. But then also, what do we do with it, right? None of us, we don't know what to do with the money. And unfortunately, you got a lot of people who, especially Black folks, who want to make a certain level of money, but don't know how to treat the money that they actually have, right? So they go, I got money, I'm gonna go buy a Range Rover. I got money, I'm gonna go buy new clothes. Instead of saying, I've got money, let me reinvest it in my business so I can make more money.
So let's talk about the scamming, because they said people weren't getting their cookbooks, they weren't getting their skillets, you were hosting dinner parties and canceling the dinner parties. They were paying $250 a ticket. $289. What the hell happened, Darius?
For 3 years, we have been saying, please give us the first and the last name of anybody who's been scammed. To this day, we have not gotten one name.
Your business has quadrupled since the controversy.
It's amazing. My business is doing phenomenally well. In fact, bring on some more controversy about all shit. I could use another scandal or two.
So how did Better Business Bureau get into this and give you an F rating with over 100 complaints, and they warning you that they and this is what the news outlets reported. Because I saw that white man down there. I don't know if he was in Brookhaven or wherever. You was getting ready to do a dinner.
Talk about Randy Travis.
Yeah. Listen.
We're talking about Randy. So how did the BBB get involved?
Yeah.
So the BBB got involved actually from credit repair. Okay, so I was involved. I was doing before.
Let me get you some wine, huh?
Yes, because we sure going through this bottle, ain't we?
One and done. It's the only interview y'all get from Darius. Only interview. All right. So we're here now. I ain't gonna make y'all wait too much longer, okay? So Danae Jackson finally did a tell-all with Dear My Future Wifey podcast, okay? Shout out to Dear Future Wifey podcast. For doing, I would say it was a great interview. Of course, as one interviewer to another interview, I just didn't get the laughing. I didn't get the giggling. It gave me very much, I was speaking to Keisha today. Shout out to Keisha, the master stylist who hooked up my hair. She didn't do these edges, I did, because I messed them up when she did them, so don't blame her. But, he gives us very much, I have Larry Reid. But he's looking for a future wifey. And so there's no shade to him. It's just what it's given, because I don't understand, how is you going to continue to brand yourself as you're looking for a wife, but you never get one because, you want a mife, not a wife. It was a great interview, okay? And Danae got a lot off of her chest. I don't think I've seen anybody more realer than me. But here's my thing, because you know I'm gonna speak about it all, okay? Because I already laid it out for you. I told you what was going on. I don't think I need to rehash that. But and I told you that Derek used her as a guinea pig in all of his content. And shout out to the people that gave me a lot of the cliff notes, because a lot of that stuff I couldn't even get through because, the host was laughing the entire time. And I was just, I don't see anything funny about what she's saying as one wife to another wife. I don't see anything funny. And she tried to laugh too while she was being serious to make the host feel comfortable about laughing, because as a man, I get it, because he's trying to figure out, he's scratching his head like, how does a man get away with this? I think deep down inside, he kind of respects Derek a little bit, because he's like, how did you do it? Like, how were you able to do this? And as a woman, we understand how they're able to do it. You let them hit the bottom. You let them hit the bottom. You let them spread the legs wide. There's a big guy, and he hit the bottom. He just put the baby right in the uterus. It ain't even got to swim up. It just goes. She belonged to this man, since 19. Since 19, I told you, Derek is all she knows. This was a come up for her. In her words, not mine. I think she is absolutely gorgeous. I think she's beautiful. Every woman that I have talked to looks like her. The only difference between her and the women is he allows them to keep up. Like they get to show their shapes. They get to wear makeup, wear their lace fronts. He wants her to be wifey. But they are very, very similar, because I went to look back at the women, including the latest one that he flies Spirit from Baltimore. She left her Section 8 row house, okay, to go to Miami to pose at Art Gala in a $59.99 Fashion Nova dress, okay? Couldn't wear it no more because she let him put stains all over it. Derek, you know what I'm saying? And flew her back. But let me tell you something. I'm going to give you some exclusive information here about this whole situation, okay? See, Derek, I noticed, he's been real inactive on his Instagram. That's what this bitch does, okay? I wanted to really say the word, but I can't. We ain't 20 minutes in, are we, Jasmine? I can say bitch, nigga. Okay. So, I really, that's what he does. It's like he goes into hiding. So he gave her a beautiful Mother's Day post and said, thank you so much for being the wonderful mother to our children. They would not be who they are if it wasn't for you. As soon as she does an interview, he goes and deletes the post. I said, what is that? What does her Mother's Day post got to do with her duties as a wife? Why you gonna be petty like that, Derek? Dirty Derek. Why you petty like that? Huh? Why? Why is you petty? Your feelings hurt. Big as you is, your feelings is hurt. I didn't even know you had a heart. All that muscle you put in front of your heart. I thought it was hard in front of your heart. Why you delete that lady Mother's Day prayer? I think, let me tell you what happened. She beat him to the punch. I messed up the whole plan, y'all. Let me tell you what I did. And that's why I don't even understand why she got smoke for me. Because I'm going to have smoke for her in just a second. So don't worry. My husband asked me not to drag her, but it's got to happen. It's got to happen. I said, this is between women. I get it that my husband has a soft spot for women who have been done wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's just his thing. I don't, for whatever reason. But for me, wife to wife, woman to woman, I'm going to have to see her on this live because you sat up over there and you blame me. You blame me for your public pain. Me. I gave you everything that you wanted. Everything that you prayed and asked God for, I gave it to you. One sister to another, but instead, you want to blame everybody else but Danae and Dirty Dick Derek. Okay? Now, let me tell you how I messed up the thing. Derek was supposed to get a talk show. Derek was slated to get a talk show through BT Plus, okay? And so, he wanted a clean slate with the talk show, so he asked Danae through text message for a divorce. Got the deal of the talk show because he didn't want to share you understand? He wanted to already be divorced before he signed that contract and have to give her half. She's been an at-home wife the entire time. Derek is all she knows. So much so that he's complained to her doppelgangers, you know what those are, her lookalikes, that the reason he didn't really respect her is because she didn't work. She didn't want to work. So he gets to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it with whom he wants to do it with. Okay? And if she don't like it, she can take shifts like she was doing. That's what it was. Trauma, no trauma. Okay? Now, he had planned to go on the Hollywood group chat podcast. And I knew this because the host reached out to me, asked for a favor. Okay? I said I would grant the favor, but I needed some information from her. I needed to see if Derek was going to try to tap her. But then I looked at how strong her bone structure face was. I said, she's not Derek's type. Okay? Megan James, you know, I don't know. It's the jawline. It's the jawline. You know, a lot of people would say that I'm masculine too, but her face is very, very giving Jurassic Park strong. Okay? And so, but nevertheless, she was about to break a story. You know, listen, it is what it is. Like, I don't have no friends in this business. I don't give a shit. Like, I just need my content. That's all I need. We'll be friends later. Give me my content. So I said she asked me to edit a podcast episode for her. I said, I get my people to handle that, but I need to know if Derek going to try to hit that. But then I was like, I don't think Derek going to try to hit this because she, you know, she a little strong in the face. If she was to send a picture to some prisoners, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference whether it was man or woman. They'll be like, man or woman, guess. It'd be like that Maury Povich show. You know what I'm saying? And so, but she was like, deal. So, but here's the thing. Let me tell you how God works. There's a picture sitting on Facebook of Derek standing beside Miss Baltimore Section 8. Okay? And he was looking worried. There was a video, too, where he kept looking around to see if people noticed him. And I studied the video for a minute. And I said, Derek, why is you down? The last time you was down at Art Basel or Basel here in Miami, the girl, you flew another girl down and was on the yacht. And your wife was in Colorado. Remember, I told you her people was in Colorado with them cheering on break. And you decided to go celebrate your birthday with your friends. But then you took a few bitches with you too, okay? On that there boat, Derek. And I found out everything. So when he was looking around at Art Basel and there was a chick standing beside him, and you know me as a wife, I know when some shit ain't right. We just know as women, we know when some shit ain't right. I just looked at the video and I said, I'm surprised this video hasn't gone viral. I said, okay, well, let me do this. Let me put it up. And I put the video up with a question mark. And I said, is Derek Jackson cheating again? All I did was ask a question. Immediately, he goes to post Danae holding her up again with her hair not done. Okay, loves to put on social media when her hair ain't done, in her worst state. Okay, saying that he's, you know, for the last few months we filed for divorce. There was no divorce filed at all. Danae was still very much fighting for her marriage. She had no idea that you was in Art Basel, you know, putting that basil down with Section 8 hoes, okay? Now, and name Pinky. She ain't even got a real name, Pinky. You was doing karaoke with Pinky, living your best life. She at the house with the kids, okay? Now, and Danae, listen, I'm gonna say this to you too before we get into what I messed up here, okay? If anything shows up in 20 years from now, you got cervical or ovarian cancer, you need to make sure you put that into your divorce because she contested the divorce. He said irreconcilable differences. She put adultery. She put adultery. And so she needs to put, it needs to be a clause to say if anything shows up in 10, 20, 30 years where I get cervical, ovarian, or uterine cancer because of something I contracted, but my body couldn't fight it off because of all the stress. You need to make sure he pays for that too. So he was trying to get out of the marriage for a few reasons. And one was he didn't want to share that BET plus talk show money that they was going to give him. So he wanted to do it with a clean slate, but it wasn't so clean. So when I put it out the talk show people came and said, So let me tell you what he was going. He was planning to do the podcast with Hollywood Group Chat with Pinky. He was going to do a podcast to announce his divorce and bring the Section 8 bitch he was in the relationship with to say, this is my new. Same thing my uncle did. First time he met Shake. You know, my uncle came in and was like, I know you. I met you. You was chasing lions. I seen you the other night on Discovery Channel. So he come in, you know, and then he sitting there yelling at Shake. And then my uncle say, you know, oh, I need everybody's attention. I need y'all to meet my new. And she walked through the door and she was wide. She had a big bride dress on. That's what Derek was about to do. But I beat him to that too. So he had to revert back. Megan James called me. She said, girl, he canceled the podcast. I said, well, why? He was gonna introduce the world to the. I said, oh no, he wasn't. So now that Danae does an interview, you want to go delete her. Because she done messed up another bag for you. That's how much of you are into you. And your narcissism controls and consumes you. You don't even see how you contributed to this. And for that reason, I knew, just like when I know when Serena Williams come out and do an interview, it's gonna lay out the grave site. Okay? This is what's going on with Mr. Derek Dirty Jackson. Mr. Insecure Jack. Mr. I ain't never had vagina to this magnitude. So I got to hit it all before it go. I can afford to hit it. I can afford to fly man. Show him a good time. Send him on. But he really wanted to be in a relationship with the Section 8. He did. And he was going to introduce her to the world. Because she looked the part. He needs someone that looks to par. Kind of like how Steve Harvey traded in the dark wife for the light wife. Don't play with me. We're not going to play today, okay? We're not doing this today. Now, where was I? Yes, he wanted arm candy. Now, let's talk about Danae because I'm a little bothered at her interview. And I'm a little bothered that you seem to blame me and you want me to go to God. If the God that you went to about your marriage and you consulted with the married deck, is that the God you want me to give my life to? Teddy! I would rather give my life to the teddy bear God. It's not going down, Danae. Okay, it is not going down. What you gone through, sweetie, listen, what you've experienced, that is only your testimony. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But I do know this, because everything that you talked about, I put that into place for you. You wanted to be introduced to the world. Remember? You begged your husband for years. Claim me. Claim me. Please claim me. I told the world that he was married. I put you on social media. When no one even knew you had a damn Instagram. Nobody knew any of that. Them side knew that when they brought me them pictures of y'all in y'all house, when they brought me video of them sleeping in your bed when you was on vacation to go visit your family in Colorado. They were sleeping on your side of the bed with pictures of you and your kids and didn't give a shit about you. I was the one that said, you know what? It's time. It's time. And and I knew there was going to be some innocent casualties in this, okay? And I could be going a lot harder now, but my husband has my heart. When he tell me no, I listen. It'll be hard, but I listen. I'm very submissive. Very submissive. You saw me bow and kiss that man's feet. I'll do anything for him, okay? Now, so my thing is, like, you wanted to be introduced to the world. He said the block was hot. You can't do that. It's gonna make my other women jealous. You can't just enjoy the being a wife. Why you gotta have that? Why you gotta have that? They see the car seat in the back. Ain't that enough? They know there's somebody in the house. Ain't that enough? And by the way, I'm going to be doing, there's one more that we're going to be handling in terms of Mr. Derek, okay? He moved one to Texas. Left Atlanta, moved to Texas. I said, this is bold. So you had one in the city, moved your wife out there, said you were going to start over. You was in the white folks church with your hands up, giving your life to Christ, but refusing to tell God that you got a sex addiction. That's what it boils down to, Derek. You got insecurity, you're insecure, and you got a sex addiction. Yeah. So, so when I posted you and let the world know that you are the wife, you went from 2,000 followers to 150,000 followers in 1 week. Your whole ministry, the clothes you modeling, the platform you got. I need my credit. That's one I put another black woman on. Everything that you helped him build because he used your life and your pain and your insecurity and your fears as a money maker, you finna get that. The evidence you needed for the adultery publicly and privately, you finna get that. Because I had sympathy for you, wife to wife. I don't give a shit by getting no interview. I don't need one. I had it all before you even said something. I just didn't know how low your self-esteem was during the process that you would take shifts being pregnant, risking your life and your health, because you think that this is all you deserve. And she still, in the interview, I still think if he said he wanted to work everything out, I think she would go back. The interview was done purely out of spite. Because as soon as the interviewer would start talking about it, she was like, yeah, I mean, look how fine he is. I mean, that's a nice looking man. Like, girl, first of all, beauty is from within. Ain't no man gonna dog me out like that. And I'm still gonna say he nice looking. That means there's still an attraction there. That means that God, the God that you pray to, that's your soulmate. You just don't wanna accept that. That's your soulmate. But instead, you want to point, just like he points and blames you, saying you not sexy enough, you not pretty enough, you don't clean enough, you don't fit his image enough. You doing the same thing to me. I did this, I did that, you did this, you did that to me. Y'all two are the same. You want a trophy husband, he wants a trophy wife. Don't play with me. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. And I really believe if this man was to call her today to say, baby, I'm sorry, because he needs to save his brand, yet once again, she gonna go back. You know why? That's her motherfucking husband. That's hers. That husband, she's sticking beside him. And she's like, he's just so attractive. I can laugh about it now. And I was just like, she ain't even fully healed. Yeah, she looks good. She looks better. But what she's going through, the stress, and things like that. But girl, you got a whole platform because of me. Followers, links in your description box, people to minister to, people to curse. Because I remember just a few months ago, you was cursing the hoes. You was putting witchcraft on these women. Remember? You remember? You didn't want to put witchcraft on him. He should have been the one you should have been putting roots on. You had access to his hair. You had access to his penis hair. You had access to his piss. You had access to his blood. And yet you want to get online. You want to shoot curses at the women that are sleeping with him instead of stopping his penis in track. Yeah, and then you're going to sit up there, well, everybody could have died. He could have died. You would have killed yourself up. That's what I'm telling you. If the man wanted to come back today, this lady would turn around and be like, okay. She will be emailing Dear Future Wifey Podcast saying, please remove the interview. This is my husband. I no longer want my likeness, images, and voice used. This is what she gives me. She gives me, this is spite. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to kill you the way you killed me until you do right by me. Everything you touch going to go to. Let me get my wine. I should have been had it. I should have been had this. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I had to hit that. Okay. It's good. Yes, it's good, child. It's good. Sorry, Jasmine. Y'all open another bottle. Okay. I ain't been doing that, and it's been about 2 weeks since I put my mouth on anything. So, but if you want some, I give you some. Blood work is clean. You sure? Slim, you want some? You he ain't even here. He ain't even here. But yeah, let me see what they're talking about in the comments, just in case they have any questions as about this and things like that. But ask Tasha how to get the most out of this 150K followers, Danae. Listen, she's got to. Listen. You got to leverage a platform. I gave you the platform. I worked with God personally. I told people there's God, there's Jesus, and then there's me. That's why I'm between a rock, and a soft space. That's why my platform could go either or. One day I'm on top, next day I'm whoo! It's hard ride in the middle. I got to ride the middle. You feel me? I got to ride it. But I'm telling you, Danae, listen, I'm not your problem. And I do feel that somebody is in your ear that's advising you very well. And you've taken their advice, and I love that you contested the divorce with adultery, because if you do that, you come in for his pension for life. And now what you got to do is you got to go a little deeper. You got to go for the LLC too, okay? Not only do you have to go for the LLC, you got to go for anything. You got to go for his mom. You got to go for everybody, okay, to make sure that you don't ever have to work. And then if you want, I can even though, you may be indifferent about me, as one sister to another, I will show you how to leverage it. I will show you how to leverage it. If anybody should have a podcast, because she's very well spoken, she's extremely articulate, she's very funny, she's beautiful, she's not as smart, but experience outweighs intelligence, okay? Because you can have some damn smart people, but yet they don't understand and don't have common sense. And given her testimony and what she's been through, she should have a podcast. I think her and Derek were trying to do a podcast at one time, but she didn't fit the image. He wanted the project. He wanted that. So, but if she do go back, Derek, I don't think he's going to make it out this time. He going out in a box. Derek leaving in a box, okay? Keep playing with her. He gonna leave, because I'm telling you, she manic a little bit. You can tell, especially the way she checked out. Kirsten Peoples, you can tell. She be the type to off the whole family, just like she said in the clips we posted. Everybody could have died. Yes, sir. All right, moving on. They have any questions? Let me see if they have any questions, though. Let me see before we move on. Y'all got any questions? Interview the Section 8 hood. I asked Section 8 Pinky to come on over here to do an interview, because somebody asked me will I be